All right, everybody, this is Patrick Bet David. I'm here right now with probably one of the most influential people in my life. Completely changed my life. A good friend of mine, Kogan Alaverdian. How you doing, Kogan?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Pat. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
It's good to hang out with you. Let me give you guys a little bit of the backstory behind Kogan and I. Kogan and I used to work at one of the most respectable, reputable restaurants called Burger King, and I was the chef. Right? And we had our friend Devine there as well. You were cashier, I think, right? You were working at the drive-through cashier, and I don't know why our manager Eddie didn't want to make me a cashier. I begged for it. He said, "No, you make a good cook," and I would flip literally the patties. That was my job. And that's what I did, and we were friends. We went to high school together. We went to college. We took a college class together, Van Damme. Right? Van Damme is what we took. And then I went to the Army, and it was sometime in March of 1999. By the way, he came and visited me in the Army as well for a couple weeks, 3 weeks. We had a pretty good time.
Never gonna forget that. That's for sure.
Let's just say we had a pretty good time when it came to Kentucky. We went to Panama City. We visited all the local libraries and the bookstores. Just as, we were trying to feed our mind a lot. Is really what the focus was. And it was interesting because when he was staying in my barracks, you couldn't have any friends stay at the barracks, so we couldn't afford to stay at a hotel. So staying in the barracks with me, and every morning at 4:30 when they would inspect our room.
I'm a sleeper. I don't like waking up in the mornings. Not 4:30 in the morning either.
He would have to go in the back of the curtains. He would have to be back for 50 minutes to wait because they would come and look at the rooms if we had any people that stayed over the night, and then afterwards he would stay in bed. I think about 10 days later you stopped doing that. You just said, "I'm staying in bed."
I don't care what happened.
So anyways, we had a good time. It's March of 99. I'm getting ready to re-enlist to be in the Army, and they offered me Special Forces, Airborne, SEER School, everything. 5th Group. I'm going to Vicenza, Italy. Everything I requested, my colonel got me until that night. I get a call at midnight from Kogan. And Kogan calls me and says, "Hey, Pat, I feel like I needed to call you." I said, "Buddy, can you call me another time instead of midnight? Man, I got to wake up in 4.5 hours. Tomorrow's a big ceremony for me for re-enlisting." And Kogan says, "Re-enlisting for what?" I said, "I'm staying in the Army." And he said, "What are you staying in the Army for?" I said, "This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I like the Army. I'm good at it." He says, No, you got to get out. And for 1 hour, you remember that conversation?
I do.
I remember that clearly. And an hour later of the conversation, he says, "Why don't you sleep on this?" As if I can sleep on a decision like that, right? And I had to wake up in the morning and go and tell my colonel that I'm not going to do 20 years in the Army, and I'm going to get out and I'm going to go into business and all the other things I wanted to do. And it was interesting, but one of the most important decisions I ever made in my life, and it was influenced by Kogan, our buddy Kogan Alaverdian. Not amazing how life is with some friends? Kogan, what do you got to say to everybody out there?
What do I got to say? Believe in yourself and never stop, never cut yourself short. Always aim high, because there's a lot of branches on the bottom of the tree that you could hold on to. And when you do, if you don't make it to the top, there's always ways to climb up. So aim high, never give up, and use everything that you have in your power to get yourself to the top.
I love it. Hey, Kogan, if you can tell them one thing about me that no one knows about, appropriate. I mean, we can't tell them any of the inappropriate stuff. If there's one thing you could tell everybody about me that maybe they don't know about, you know about, what would it be?
Jeez, I don't know. There's so much that I could tell, but let me think about it here.
Why don't you tell them how much I was involved in local churches and community outreach programs when I was 14, 15 years old?
You were? I don't know about that. There you go. That's the answer.
Well, maybe tell him, like, being valedictorian, sitting on the...
Oh, this guy, going back to school, he loves school. There's one thing that he really loves, is schoolwork. I had one class with him, and
How
Van Damme,
how great of a how was it?
and he loves reading, especially when he gets called into class. Stand up in front of the classroom and start reading a paragraph or
I
two.
couldn't stand reading, man. I couldn't stand reading to save my life. Miss Collins in Glendale High School would make me read. That was then. This is now. Of Mice of Men. This is when I'm 16, 17 years old. Couldn't stand reading, but there you have it. I'm glad that was what at least you were telling everybody. Any other dark secrets that they need to know about maybe before deciding to do anything with this Patrick Bet-David guy?
Dark secrets. I don't think they would want to know that.
They would want to know. Anyways, hey, this has been a pleasure to hang out with my buddy Kogan here. And sometimes life, you got some decisions that you got to make. And they could be interesting decisions you got to make, and you won't know the results of it 5, 10, 15, 20 years later. But good things are around the corner when a strong decision is made, and you don't look back and you just get after it. Anyways, I'm out. Kogan Alaverdi.
Listen to this man. He's the man right here. He's the man with the brains, with the motivational speaking. He can make the world change. Just stick with him, and you'll be good.
That's the part where I give him $100 for saying that. So I appreciate it. $100. We're out of here. Bye-bye.